Hello, welcome to the program. My name is Ochiche Agbo. On this program, I have with me in the set Autan Zaki IkonAllah. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very
Autan
much.
Zaki IkonAllah.
Thank you very much.
Well, nice meeting you. Formally, who is Autan Zaki?
Thank you for this privilege, and I'm glad to have this opportunity to, have a discussion with you. Autan Zaki is a music minister, a preacher of the undiluted gospel of Jesus Christ, an entrepreneur, a father, and so on and so forth.
So what's the idea behind that name, Autan Zaki? And, the last born of the lion.
In the book of Revelation, Jesus Christ is the lion of the tribe of Judah, and I am the last born of the lion. We are all lions because Jesus Christ is the lion, but I decided to be the last born because you people are, all the Christians I'm looking up to, our fathers in the Lord, literally I just project them to be ahead as I follow behind. So even if you want to attack Autan Zaki, you have to attack them first. So in a nutshell, Autan Zaki means the last born of the lion. Yes. So the name is from the scriptures. The truth is the kind of gospel we preach. If you don't have the lion heart, you cannot promulgate the undiluted gospel. And the kind of society we are in, especially in northern Nigeria, be frank, you must have that lion heart. So people look at it this way. Autan Zaki, people are the ones that started calling me Zaki, Zaki, Zaki because of the way I preach, the way I sing, the confidence, the courage. And I decided to say, no, I'm not the real Zaki. Jesus is the Zaki. I'm the last born of the lion. So, I think that's what, brought about the name.
Okay, what inspired you to start music?
Well, when God called you and gave you an assignment, He will definitely give you the consignment. I was inspired, to sing because I love to see my people liberated. I want to also, share the love of Christ with people, the believers and the unbelievers. So the inspiration behind my music or my calling is all about the gospel. I want to see the world enjoying this love of Christ. I want to see the world being liberated from captivity into the freedom of Christianity and Christ Himself. Because if you are in Christ, you are a new creature. Even if you are suffering on earth, even if people are suffering, you are a different being entirely because your life is not governed or controlled by the systems of the world, but by the heavenly systems. So I love to see people enjoying this love because as a believer, you see a believer passing through a lot of challenges, but he's still strong because he has hope in Christ. So when I look at our life as Christians, I will be like, wow, what about extending this love? So I took it upon myself. I will not limit myself only to sing, to preach, but music go a very, long way, in reaching many people, in reaching, larger population. So I decided to, go into music because I know I was called.
Okay, we have sports, we have entrepreneurship, but you couldn't choose those one, but you decided to choose music.
Well, I would love to correct this notion because whenever I'm called for interview, people say, Autan Zaki, you choose music, you choose music. Well, to be frank, I did not choose music. To a large extent, music chose me. You understand? And another thing is, Hausawa suka ce a san mutum a san cinikinsa. In ya bari a san ya daina. Sana'a da ba naka ba kuma ko da ka ci riba faduwa ne. Kaga people I have to speak Hausa because there's my line and we have audience that are listening to us. The truth is, there are people, when you look at them, they are fit to do sports. But what I think is perfect for me is the music. Because I love to see people doing what they have passion for and they have fulfillment. You understand? I feel fulfilled when I sing. I am always happy when I sing. I'm always fulfilled when I express myself or I pass the message God. I always get fulfilled when I have this message, especially to the younger generation. I mingle with the youths, the old, and so many, class of people. So I enjoy passing my message, especially at a time that is needed. Let's take, for instance, when there is crisis, I love to speak out. I love to talk to my people. I love to defend them. When I see people marginalized, I love to speak. I love to talk about it. In fact, when I see the widows, the downtrodden, I hate to see people in pains. I hate to see the government subjugating the people into a pain. You understand? That on a normal circumstances, they are not supposed to be passing through that pains. I love to see the government fighting for the people, doing what the people voted them into power for. So when I see something contradicting that fact, I always love to come out and speak against, the manipulation of some, top government officials that we have. And I always love to call our people to equally come out and speak, because when you allow one person to keep on speaking, it will be as if, he's just coming out to look for trouble. But I'm glad many youths are waking up from their sleep and they are speaking truth to power, telling the world the truth. And I find I am always fulfilled. I'm always fulfilled, when things like this are happening. And I believe gradually, together in unity, Nigerians, especially in the north, will be liberated.
Okay, tell me, what's the favorite performance that you've performed already?
Wow, I have a lot of, good experiences and favorite performances. One of them was in Kafanchan. I was invited by my father in the Lord, the SarkinWaka Nabishara. I'm the SarkinWaka Matasa. You understand? When it comes to the gospel cycle, he's the SarkinWaka, in the category of our elders. So he's my father in the Lord, Baba Emmanuel Kuri. He invited me for a program in Kafanchan where about 18 countries converge. You understand? Presidents of countries, great people of timber and caliber, always attending that kind of event. So I was privileged to be invited almost for 3 times to minister. Now, it's not because of the crowd. It's not because of the connection. It's not because of the money, because Baba used to give plenty money, to support, the younger generation and ministers. But what really made it a favorite experience for me that time was that after the administration, a woman came and met me that she was sick. But while I was ministering, she got healed. I was like, wow, I was only singing, but God is performing miracles. I don't know. Someone followed me to my hotel and he was like, I'm really depressed, but you motivated me to do more and be useful to myself and to the society. So there were a lot of testimonies. And the other one was in Borno State. The woman even came to my wedding and testified. She said there is a lady in her compound that was sick. They pasted my posters on the streets. The woman went and touched the poster. I don't know how true it is, but the woman testified in the church in Borno State that she was healed. Sir, I love to hear all these testimonies. So whatever I'm passing through is inconsequential, infinitesimal, and moribund to me. It's not even important, because if testimonies like this are coming, then that means I am on the right track. I'm on the right track. You understand? I'm on the right track and God is my backup. So because if God is backing you, nobody can be against you. Because the Bible says, if a man's way pleases the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. So these are some of the, because of time, I think I will just stop here.
Okay, now you have a good time, which is your favorite time to perform. And okay, can you describe your worst performance?
Wow, so many worst performances. Sometimes you go for a program with high expectation, as a gospel music minister. If not because of Jesus Christ and the calling, there are times I can't pretend. There are times I feel like quitting. But that passion and the mandate is what is keeping me. There was time I was invited to a program. I'll not call the name of the place. The man lied to us. We went for the program, no accommodation. They were not prepared for us. I have to sponsor the issue of the accommodation, pay for the accommodation, handle the transportation, a lot of things. He lied to us that the gadgets in the church are okay. We went there, we were stressed out, a lot of complications and challenges. So most times the challenge is they tell you something different from what the reality is on ground. So this is one of the challenge. And, there are times, while I was coming up, I was once attacked in the church. Yes, I was once attacked in the church. I'm even writing a book. I was a victim of church crisis. People attacked because I was insisting that the church must be united, devoid of sentiments, devoid of any manipulations, devoid of ethnocentrism, tribalism, and a lot of vices that is bringing us down as Christians. So there was this crisis in the church that, we have two factions. This one is for this person. This group is for this person. And I told them, why are we killing ourselves? Why are we destroying ourselves because of all this? We must be united. So I was invited in the church. I was singing. And there are some gangs that came to the church. Yes, they are working for a particular faction. So I was, introducing myself and, preparing to minister. So I now said, the youth in this church must be united. We must learn to tell ourselves the truth. We must forget about violence. The next thing I heard in the congregation is, we are going to kill you, deal with you. That was the end of the service. Because they were paid that nobody must talk about unity. Nobody must talk about anything that will unite the church, because there are some few leaders that are not favored, or let's say they are not privileged to benefit as they used to benefit before. So it was a terrible experience. That day, the so-called loyalists I have betrayed me. They ran away. The next thing, I saw myself alone. I was alone, and those guys were there, some with machetes, but something happened. A lady approached me. She wanted to attack. So I'm telling you, between man and God, I don't know what happened to that girl. She fell. She literally somersaulted. And she was manifesting on the ground. She was coming, pointing at my direction. The next thing, she was on the ground. She couldn't come close. So those people that wanted to come and attack me, they now stood. No one could say anything. No one could do anything further. So God vindicated me, defended me, but it was one of my terrible experiences that I will never forget. And as I said earlier, many churches and their leaders, in Nigeria are not really professing what they really are. They invite you for a program. I'm always against the issue of a gospel music minister, asking for money before he ministers. But common sense should tell you that these people enter the studio, do productions, They have a choir. They organize rehearsals. They spend money to organize so many things. If they are coming for a program, they are canceling some things. Common sense should tell you that you should appreciate them. But the way people are projecting it, these guys, they always look for money. This. I don't charge. But I am not against the fact that a laborer deserves his pay. In as much as I don't charge and it is working for me, it does not really matter that someone will equally come for administration and he deserves to be paid or appreciated, so to say, because he has a skill. Some of these people have families. So if you are paying a pastor, I think it's not also wrong to give the same honorarium to a gospel music minister. So I don't say anything wrong. So, but the way people are interpreting the whole thing, seriously, they are putting many of our gospel music ministers into depression. And that is why most of our gospel music ministers are now leaving the church to the secular world. Because they have to pay the bills. They have bills to pay, to settle. And you tell them, come and sing. Thank you, take care. Thank you, take care cannot put food on their table. You say the Lord will bless you. Okay, you are blessed. Why can't you be that source of blessing? Must you always pray for me to be blessed? You can equally give me that blessing. You understand? But I want to also use this medium to encourage our music ministers. You understand? No matter what is happening, we have to put our eyes on the cross. Everybody must not celebrate you. Everybody must not appreciate you. Everybody must not love what you are doing. But so long as you know your targeted audience and you have people who loves you, you have people who believe in your calling, keep on moving. There is definitely going to be a light at the end of the tunnel.
So what quality do you think make a great musician?
Well, seriously, there are a lot of qualities. But I think number one is the passion. Number two, commitment and consistency. Because no matter how good you are, no matter how gifted and talented you are, if you are not committed to your work and calling, you will never bring out the best in you. And people cannot even celebrate you the way you are expecting. Sir, people don't mind how popular you are. If you stop producing results, they will tilt their attention to the ones that are producing results. You must be results driven. Your target must be, I want to make sense in what I'm doing. I want to produce results in what I'm doing. You must be consistent. You don't have to be singing and the next 10 years we hear nothing about you. 5 years you are quiet. Nothing is happening. You are not producing anything. You are not making any waves. You must be consistent. Like our father, Dr. Panam, he has never gone on break. Many of these great music ministers you see, they don't even have time for themselves. They are always working. Somebody like me, 25 years now, I'm singing non-stop. Arewa Musica this year will be 10 years. 10 years. Yes. So these are some of the factors that must be put in place for every musician to be successful, to make impact, and to be relevant. Yes.
Okay, the younger ones started music now, and they are not even thinking about who was there before and how do I learn from someone like Autan, Zaki. But you want to just write the music and go to the studio and make your song out. What advice do you have for them?
Seriously, I love this question, and I'm glad you asked this question. And I have to say something. Most of them are not going far because they don't understand what mentorship is. In as much as you have the ability to write your songs, to edit them, somebody's input is very important. That is why I love my songs to be criticized before I enter the studio. Somebody will tell you, no, it is coming direct from the heavens. God gave me this. No, see, we are beyond that. we need to understand that music is beyond only you. Yes, you know, you can receive message from heaven, but you know, that song cannot just come from heaven and have all the instrumentation from heaven. You have to go to the studio. Then seeking for advice. Seeking for advice is very important. Very important and paramount. The younger generation must understand that you need to look up to somebody. Not necessarily somebody that is even ahead of you. No. I used to call some of my boys. I don't like calling them boys. I call them my brothers and friends. I call them. I would say, guys, look at this. How do you think if we approach this song this way? How do you think the outcome will be? They'll be like, boss, you know, your own is always correct now. You know, I will say, no, criticize it. Sometimes I will just write something on social media. I'll just call someone there. Edit this thing. Sir, you know how to write. This and that. You know what you are doing. But you always want us to know. 2 good heads are better than 1. Imagine you have 5 good heads. And everybody is giving input. But you must be sensitive. There are some people that will give you advice just to destroy that project. You know, there are sheep, wolves in sheep clothing. You surround yourself with people, you always think they're together with you. But in the real sense, they are against you. So, the younger generation must take the issue of mentorship. I'm also writing a book on submission. The title of the book is, talent is not enough. Submission is the code. If you must go far, you must understand submission. If you must lead, you must learn to serve. If you want people to celebrate you, you must learn to celebrate others. If you want people to be happy for you, be happy for others. Life must not revolve around you always. There are times that you will feel as if the world, the people around you have decided you. No. When you sense that things are changing around you, it is a time for you to go on a retreat. Pray. Seek the face of God. Ask God questions. Think about your life. Make review. Make analysis. Check your life. Check your career. And make certain adjustments. Somebody was asking me, after the election, you have not been saying anything. You have not been saying. I said, no. I did not hear from God clearly. I have to pray. I have to sit down with my team. What are we bringing out? I don't bring out music. I bring hits. I bring out music that will touch lives. Not something that will only play in my room and do that there. The target is to affect the wider, the targeted audience that God has given to me. And I'm speaking to my people. So if they are not benefiting from it, then it's inconsequential. So I sit down, ask myself a question before I produce anything music.
Wow. Okay, Ariwa Musica is coming, 10 years. Let's look back at that 10 years. Starting from 1 year, now, 10 years celebration. What testimony do you have?
Kai, I have to be frank. It is not always rosy. But one thing I must say, God is faithful. Another thing I will say is, thank God for the gift of me. You know, people like you have been there. With your crew, you have been supportive. Most times when I'm organizing this event, you will see the way people are sacrificing and coming. Somebody I don't even know will just come. Autan Zaki, I believe in your ministry. An unbeliever, a Muslim, you were there, gave us 2 cars for rally. He fueled it by himself. So I have the support of people. Though sometimes, there are challenges. And one thing I do that is helping me, when I look back, and the reason why I refuse to crash or God help me and we are still moving is because I don't budget my event, with people's money. Why am I saying people's money? Any money that is not in my hands or is not with me, is not my money. So if you promise me 10 million, it's as good as I don't have the 10 million until I have it. So when I look back, I used to give my the people around me advice, I used to tell them, when you are planning your events, you must put into consideration your capacity. What can you offer? Yourself, what can you do? You remember the other time, I was almost stranded. I have to sell 2 of my cars. People are like, are you crazy? I was like, I'm not crazy. I'm investing. Even if money is not coming out of it, my target is to impact my generation positively, and there shouldn't be any hindrance. The kayan aka ce mallakan wuya ne. Haka ne? But Autan Zaki, my family, the ministry belongs to Jesus and all the cars I have. And after the event, I got another one. God did it miraculously. So when I look back, I see God's faithfulness. I see his mercy speaking for me. I see his favor following me. Some of the things that people used to stress themselves to achieve, I don't stress myself. Though it wasn't easy, the journey was not easy, but seriously, idan ba mu gode wa Allah ba to za mu gode wa shaitan. But gaskiya mun gode wa Allah.
What are the preparation you have, and when is the date happening? What are the team, and what are the artists, guest minister coming, and where is the event holding?
SarkinWaka GospelEmir will be 10 years. We're celebrating it on the 19th of November 2023. We have about 25 gospel music ministers to bless us. This time around, no guest minister. I mean, nobody is preaching. Because we want to change the notion that every concert must have a pastor to come and preach. No, we are not against pastors. I organize programs and pastors come to preach. They will come and pray for us. They will come and give some short exhortation. But the music our ministers are singing is also a great message that is touching lives. So many times when I minister, I finish singing, I do altar call and people come out. You understand? So we are planning to see how these people will commemorate the 25 years anniversary. 25 gospel music ministers, about 15 of them are coming from outside Taraba state, and about 2 of them, 2 of them are coming from outside Nigeria. 1 is from UK. You understand? So preparation is on top gear, and God is faithful, and by the grace of God, whoever is present in that event will testify the goodness of God.
What is your favorite music instrument you like playing?
I love talking drum.
Why do you love the talking drum?
As I said earlier, when God gives you an assignment, he will definitely give you the consignment. I sing Hausa music, and there is no amount of sweet instrument you play for me that would outshine the talking drum. Because with only my set of talking drum, I will minister. I've been ministering with only the talking drum for decades. You understand? And I penetrated the Hausa land. My music is in Niger, several countries, you understand, that are speaking Hausa. And I'm surprised there are people calling me now from US, UK, that they're enjoying my music. Some of them will tell you, I don't even understand what you are saying, but I love the spirit of God in it. I love the power in it. I love the creativity. I love your costume. You understand? So you see, I love the talking drum because it projects what I want. And that's why they call it talking drum. In Hausa, it's called kalangu. You understand? You can even sing with it when you know how to play it properly. So that's my best instrument.
Let's look at your first album. When preparation towards the first album, what strength and weakness do you go through on making that?
Most times, I love watching that album. I watch it and I laugh. And one thing about that first album, forget it. It was during the issue of this Boko Haram insurgency. I was in the university, so the university was on strike. I don't joke with time and opportunity. That's one thing with me. So I told myself, okay, we're on strike and I have some of this music on ground. Why can't I just utilize the opportunity, the period of the strike, and produce something? I came down to Taraba State and mobilized my guys. I went to Jos, and finished the production in Jos with my late producer, Ishaya Barrow of blessed memory. That guy is a great inspiration and a great mentor. He is a senior in the game, an elderly person, but he turned to be my friend because he loved me genuinely. He encouraged us. We went to the studio. When I started playing the music, I was like, okay, we used to play this talking drum alone, without, some fusion, a combination of other instruments. So why can't we modernize it? He said, is it possible? But later he now said we can do it because there are some people in the studio that time, and most of them were saying, no, you cannot achieve that because, that period, it was only Makusa, rap music, these are the kind of music that were trending that time. I was like, I want to be different. I don't love following the crowd. Let me be the first person to modernize Kalangu music. And today I received so many awards because of that. So during that process, it was hectic. So we now met one marketer. The man said, that time, we have marketers, we are not really utilizing the online those days. So the man accepted to market the product, but we have some challenges, that even took us to court. You understand? He couldn't settle my boys. He couldn't, settle me properly. And, a lot of things are happening. And, so many threats to my life. Understand? So, thank God to the legal advisors we have. But when I look back, I look at all those experiences as the foundation, because it was the foundation that is, helping me now to achieve so many things I put in my front. Because without that experience, I believe there are a lot of things that I might not have been able to accomplish. But I laugh a lot when I watch the videos. I look at myself, it's like I wasn't the one wearing the costume. It's like the costume is wearing me. And, some of the costumes are not even in correlation with the music. We just wear things. Just, those days, you just have to just look good. So that time I was I was appearing in my best attire. So the ability to understand how to create and recreate your costume was limited. And the issue of funds. You understand? So, but God is faithful. God is faithful. Yes.
Okay, Autan Zaki, do you see yourself to achieve in the next 10 years?
Well, in the next 10 years, I will mentor a lot of young gospel music ministers. I will also mentor some of them that are in the secular world. The reason is, just because I'm a gospel music minister, I shouldn't be limiting myself from mentoring the youths in my generation, so that tomorrow, even if I'm no more, they should equally, keep representing Jesus Christ and affecting their generation positively. The reason why I bring the issue of the secular gospel secular musicians is because people tend to condemn them. These guys are singing good music. I'm talking about those ones that are using foul languages. You understand? But I'm talking about those that are singing peace songs, unity songs. You understand? People that are singing songs about love. Jesus is love. So I don't see anything wrong about that. So in the next 10 years, my target is not all about myself. I want to see myself bringing out the best in other people that are willing to learn from me. I've been doing it. I can count up to about 20 people that are learning from me, copying from me, and I'm happy because today, Autan Zaki is not the only person wearing royal attire. I started it, and so many people are now doing it. So I always tell people, success is not success until there are people to replicate it. If you must be a pace-setter, you must be flexible enough to be happy to see people copying you. The only thing we hate in this movement is you copying people and trying to fight them, or trying to outsmart them, or trying to downplay them. You understand? So we don't support double crossing. But I always teach my guys that we're working together to understand where they are going to. Even if you want to copy me, try and do something better. Recreate, create and recreate. So in the next 10 years, you will see a lot of people coming out.
We're expecting a new album?
Definitely. Definitely. Not even an album. Multiple of them. Because I have a lot of songs on ground and we're working on them tirelessly.
Okay. Lastly, your words to those musicians outside. Your last word to them, your advice.
Don't give up. No matter what. Keep on keeping on. Keep the fire burning. People will insult you. People will misrepresent you. People will misinterpret you. But pay a deaf ear. Keep focused. Put your eye on the cross. Preach the gospel. Do your music in accordance with your calling. Sing music that you know will bless you. Because you cannot give what you don't have. Until the song you are singing is a blessing to you, it can never be a blessing to others. So you must put yourself in the assignment God gave you before you project it out. So I want to encourage them to remain steadfast. They must be committed. They must be consistent. They must also utilize the issue of mentorship. They must have mentors. Let all of them get somebody they will look up to and that they can fall back to.
Thank you very much, Autan Zaki. Well, viewer, you're just listening to us speaking with Autan Zaki, IkonAllah. We draw the curtain here. Keep watching Chestv on Facebook, YouTube and other platforms. As you can see it on the screen, it's written there. And if you have any question or comment, inbox us. My name is Chestv. See you next time.